later this year, I was thinking about going to Lambeau for the Panthers-Packers game.
When is it?
It's November 4th. So it's going to be cold. It's going to be nice. Like I've always wanted to go, and it's just I want to go when it's cold. Why would I do a summer game? Besides, I mean, like, historical significance of the stadium, but, like, I want the tundra experience. November probably won't be, like, snowing. Last year I looked into, there was a game on the 27th, I think, or something, which is the day before my birthday. And we were thinking about going out there, but by the end of it, the tickets got too expensive because, you know.
Because people don't really sell.
They don't really sell,
their
and it was,
tickets.
I think it was, like, Bears-Packers. So it's, like,
Yeah.
they've, like, good team. And it's like a historically significant game in the most historically significant stadium, probably.
Oh, yeah.
But how are you feeling about this week's matchup for the Panthers?
Panthers-Jets. I don't know. It just feels like a pretty big letdown spot. Panthers beat the Cowboys this past week with 30-27. Rico Dowdle was going nuts in that game once again. Kind of crazy because he really, before Chuba's injury, he never got any PT.
You didn't really need it, though, because, I mean, Chuba
wasn't doing that, though.
He was decent enough last year where you can, like, hope for maybe, like, a resurgence. But it's, like, the typical, I feel like, running back curse of getting re-signed. And
Rico's got, like, 250 yards, like, back-to-back games.
He's the third in the NFL in rushing yards after 2 games.
Yeah, something like that. And it's like
Bijan passed him this week, but
the Cowboys' defense is not even that great, but still he's going nuts. But the Panthers are 3-0 at home, 0-3 on the road. This is a road game. But the Jets look horrible too. I think Coker might play coming back from
what does that even
quad
mean
injury.
For them? Aaliyah will tell me that, and she's like,
I mean, would you rather have Coker or like Jimmy Horn Jr.?
I don't know. Jimmy's.
Or
I
like
just don't know. I haven't watched
Renfro.
enough Panthers football to be like, this is the guy that's gonna.
He's
fix this puzzle.
promising. He's just young and promising. He had a decent end of the year. Last like 4 or 5 games, he had good production. Majority slot receiver, and the Jets kind of struggle against slot receivers recently. But it's also in MetLife, so it's like, do you want your first game back to be on MetLife Field? Because that's why when the Eagles played the Giants last week, Jalen Carter was dealing with the heel injury, and the field was like one of the main reasons he didn't play. He said.
No, that's smart.
So it's like I don't know. I think it's a pretty close spread. I can look it up real quick.
It's surprising. I mean,
it's like if the Panthers are real, they should win.
Yeah. Well, after the Jets' performance last week, where not to discredit
1.5 point favorites.
All right, just
pick them.
Yeah, just do that. Because I mean, they lost by 2 last week. The Jets. That was a terrible game. I actually watched it in the early morning game for once.
Yeah.
Just to pass time, and
I had J.K. Dobbins playing in my main league, or in our main league. And it was very disheartening to wake up that early and just like watch him do nothing.
Yeah, watch both. It started out okay because it was like, okay, the defense are kind of balling, like, you know, like it was like kind of a back and forth, and then it just turned into like just
when I was going
against sacked.
Broncos defense, and they had 9 sacks or 10 sacks.
Yeah, Fields finished with like
adjusted passing yards, like -10.
It was crazy. Yeah, it's insane.
And when asked about it, the head coach, Aaron Glenn, said, like, this is not a direct quote, but they asked him about benching Fields, and he's like, are you guys crazy? Like, why would I do that? No. I'm not going to bench him after one bad game. Yeah. It's like Fields hasn't had
he's got a stellar season this year.
Yeah.
But I mean,
0-5.
I remember they pulled a stat that was like games that he played the whole game, he has like a really good quarterback rating. It's just there were games that he played start to finish, which is like 2 or like 3 games. They were like, oh, he's really good, but like they've also lost every game. So like, who cares? Like,
I can't remember who it was. I'm pretty sure it was Fields, but someone, or maybe it was Michael Penix. I think it was Michael Penix. I think Fields also applies. Where like they never won a game if the opponent ever scored 7 points.
Yeah, it's like, what are we doing? What are they doing?
Like, he's fast. Sure.
Congrats. He's miniature Cam Newton. He's built like Cam if he was just like 6 foot.
I think he's more like a Terrell Pryor. Also Ohio State quarterback. Because like he's tallish, fast. he's not necessarily like skinny. He's a little like built up. He can take a hit.
Yeah.
And then Terrell Pryor flamed out with the Raiders and Browns and became a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Not to say that Fields should become a wide receiver, because that kind of discourse is like, it's kind of stupid, but he's not really good at quarterback. So
no, he's just, I don't know. I'm wondering if the situation there is that he doesn't get, I don't know, it's just full dysfunction. It's just kind of like,
and Garrett Wilson was screaming at the coach on the sideline, and then he got hurt, so he's gonna miss probably this week and maybe next week. And so besides him, I didn't really know another Jets wide receiver. I know they have Mason Taylor, tight end.
Who do they have?
Couldn't tell you.
No. Breece Hall.
Yeah, it's like Breece Hall and Mason Taylor. Even Mason Taylor's like, not everybody should know his name. So it's like going into that, it's like, how do the Panthers lose? But those are the games the Panthers lose.
Yeah, those are the games. I know somebody that's going to be at
and then they play the Bills next week at home. So
they play who?
The Bills.
The Bills. Yeah, somebody was telling me because so it was Atlanta beat the Bills, right?
Yeah.
So Aaliyah was telling me, she was like,
yeah,
the Panthers have beat Atlanta, and then so that technically means he could beat the Bills, but it has to be like a really bad game from the Bills.
Bills are coming off a bye right now too, or like they're on the bye week.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing for the Bills?
Being on a bye?
Yeah, like are they typically coming out strong after a bye? Or are they coming out?
If you're not playing the best or top of your game after a bye, then you're probably not a good team. 2 weeks to prepare for one opponent. You get 2 weeks of film worth of stuff, and like trends and stuff like that. The more data, the better. So it's like if you watch their film this past week, and you're like, oh, this blitz, like it worked. Like their guard always fucks up in this situation, and then you see it again this next week. You're okay, we're gonna fuck them up on this play.
You don't see like a physical aspect of it where you're losing essentially. Well, you're not playing a full game for a week.
I think you should be fresh though.
You should be fresh, but you're also not getting like 100% or 150% kind of impact. You kind of maybe physically lose some momentum. That's how I look at bye weeks.
I don't know.
They're good break.
You guys can get healthy.
Yeah, that's true.
Like football is the worst sport on your body.
That's why you get a break. Let me use the bathroom. Do you want to check the audio?
Sure. Be right back.
But yeah, bye weeks, in my opinion, just what I've seen, like some teams are good off bye weeks, and you can always tell.
So it's coaching. If you have a good coach, you should be good off of bye weeks. I was
going to say the Chiefs. I think Chiefs are really good off bye weeks.
Yeah, they're like 10-1 off with Andy Reid. Like even when they had Alex Smith, they were like automatic win on bye weeks.
But then you have teams that maybe it's with their performance before. Obviously, like you said, like coaching.
So Bills just played Atlanta off a bye. And during that game, they showed us that the opponents versus the Bills with Sean McDermott. So since like 2016, the Bills are 0-3 versus teams that are coming off a bye. So I don't know. That's just another because the Bills got smacked. Not necessarily like blown out, but if you watched the game, the Bills were driving, but they were down 10. It wasn't really like the Bills had opportunities to come back in the game. But then they would do some like dumb end around on fourth down or
I saw like it would start out with like Josh Allen. They couldn't really get the run going that well, and then Josh Allen incompletions, which were really weird.
Cook had a good game on the run, but they just like second half he didn't really play. I think he played 50% of the snaps for the whole game, and you're paying a guy $12 million.
Yeah, he's not bad.
The reason was because the Falcons blitz a lot, and the blitz pickup guy is Johnson on our team. He's kind of like a quick receiving back. But it's like, yeah, he's really good at picking up blitzes and stuff, but so could James Cook, like if he was given the opportunity.
Yeah. And you kind of know that if James Cook is –
and
like you can just predict he's not in, he's probably not going to be a run. I mean, it's just –
and we've seen already this year he's had multiple 100-yard games, multiple like –
multi-touchdown
game-changing plays, like, and you're paying. They paid him, and it's like guys that they pay, like Saquon or Jacobs. They get damn near 80, 90% of the snaps.
They play the game. They play the whole game. Whether or not they run it or not, that's different. But you still got to have the guy in. So if he's that good, you got to keep a guy in because, I mean, the defense doesn't know. You still, like, but if you –
And the Bills don't have weapons. Kincaid was out. He's, like, probably the best wide receiver receiving threat besides Shakir because Coleman looks like a bust. Palmer can't really separate. You got Elijah Moore, but he's just kind of like a gadget guy. Yeah. So you're already down a receiver in Kincaid, and Shakir is getting locked up, and they're blitzing hella. So it's like – James Cook's supposed to be your main weapon besides Josh Allen.
Yeah.
But the Falcons played a good game. They blitzed like 55% of the time. So they had a good game plan going, and I think that attributed to having their bye week. They kind of saw like –
Well, also it's easier to blitz off of fresh legs, you know. If you're going to be blitzing for half the game, essentially.
And their D coordinator is Ulbrich. I don't know if you remember this past offseason when that kid got caught.
Yeah, that's right.
It was his son calling Shadur, Frank calling. But he used to be the Jets D coordinator, and Josh Allen's worst games came against his, like, when he was calling the plays. So and he called this game. So he maybe the Dolphins need a coach. They should pick him up because he seems to have Josh Allen's number in his career so far. But like I said, Bills on the bye, then play the Panthers here in Charlotte. Those tickets speaking of tickets, those tickets prices are pretty nuts. It's like top of the Panther Stadium is $350.
Are you serious? That's why.
Carlo was trying to be nice and get me tickets for my birthday. I was like, don't even do it.
No.
You're going to spend over $1,000 on, and she doesn't even like football really. It's nice though. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get why she would, but it's like,
no, he's just burning money.
It's the Panthers. Like, I was telling her for my first Bills game, I think I'd rather it be there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're going to the Panthers game. Not that, like, there probably will be a lot of Bills fans at the game, but it's not like you don't get the game day experience.
Also, it's Buffalo, you know.
Like they tailgate,
fans,
for like hours.
Gotta go through a table.
I feel like that'd be like it's like kind of like the Tame Impala concert. It's like. Because I loved Tame Impala for that like couple year or two leading up to it, and it was just like perfect scenario. Yeah. So yeah, that's like on the bucket list for sure. Yeah.
All right. What else do we have on the docket? We got.
I think we had a couple of great takes last week on Thursday night. The Philly Eagles lost to the Giants, surprisingly. Eagles, I guess, have a Super Bowl hangover of sorts because it's two in a row they lost, and Giants, not that great of a team.
Yeah, but they, like I said in the last episode, and you can go back and check.
Posted the clip too.
Yeah, in the clip. It's just they figured it out. I mean, it's just pressure, make Jalen Hurts throw. You can't do anything.
Yeah, Saquon
didn't do anything. And then he's not a good enough game manager. Just quarterback, I think, in my opinion.
Well, it also helps when you have a nasty D line that pass rushes and run stops like they have.
Yeah, eliminate the run.
Burns was going crazy.
Pressure him, pressure and contain. You make him just play, and he's just not there. But yeah, you can check that out.
So it was a pretty cool game to see. The Philly have an opportunity to bounce back versus the Vikings this week. I think Vikings are coming off a bye. They have J.J. McCarthy. Maybe they're saying he's back. Do you think that's like necessarily a good thing for the Vikings that J.J. is getting healthy?
I think
they won games with Wentz.
In this scenario, coming off a bye, so fresh, like we were saying, that's one of those teams I think that the coaching is there and the talent's there. So like that's a benefit. But also the Eagles, they might not know who to game prep for.
Yeah, that's a benefit.
So, like, if you're essentially playing against the starting backup quarterback, or
they have different play styles too.
Yeah, they don't know what he's younger. He's not gonna get sacked a million times like Carson Wentz. You know, they might win this one just off the factor of like it's a lot of unknown and it's enough prep time for the Vikings.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Philly's going to be that team that they were last year. This is like a must-win game. Not necessarily like their season's over if they don't win, but they need to prove to themselves and like the coaching staff, like, hey, like we can take care of business. play a good game. Because even when they were winning ugly most of those games. So it's like you have to just get in a rhythm because, the ultimate goal is to the playoffs. And if you're up and down throughout the season, that's probably how you're going to be in the playoffs.
I agree. Any thoughts on Jackson Dart?
That's what I was going to say. Because before he got hurt, J.J. McCarthy just looked he didn't look like an NFL quarterback. He did look like a young guy, like trying to figure it out because it's technically like his rookie year because he didn't play at all last year.
Like a redshirt year, redshirt rookie.
So I think what they're doing really well with Dart is if he's like 1-2 drop back, doesn't see anything, he just runs. He's a physical dude. I think J.J. McCarthy is also a pretty athletic guy. At least watching him at Michigan, he's big arm, legs. I think they should try and incorporate some of that in his game.
But he also gets hurt, so that's the. Now, I don't know this. His original injury that took him out forever was like, what was it?
I couldn't tell you.
I think it was like a joint
ankle
problem, something like that.
Ankle.
And then what's the one this year?
Oh, well, he tore his ACL last year. But let me see what this.
But things like that, obviously, that takes that little athletic edge off. Whereas like Jackson Dart's fresh.
It was his ankle this year.
Just balling.
Yeah, they reported yesterday McCarthy's ankle is better, but not 100%.
It's not a good show of like durability as well as like athleticism, because those are very limiting factors. If you're scared for specifically your knee, I mean, I'm assuming that kind of injury definitely plays like a mental part in your mind, unless you're like Saquon or like Nick Chubb, like where it's your job, you kind of have to like suck it up. Maybe that's where the separation is between like a fresh rookie that can run.
Yeah, that is true.
And it'd be tough versus a guy who he might have the same mentality, but like it's just the durability, already. You already have two significant injuries or a significant time missed with injuries. I don't know if it's going to be
But it's like you also can't have Wentz.
No, he was the definition of no durability, and also just.
It's a tough spot. I don't know why the Vikings did that to themselves because they had Darnold. They could have got Rodgers. That was like the big thing in the offseason.
I think they were the first ones to say, like, we're not taking him.
Yeah, because it was a big rumor that they were meeting and they said no. So it's like already two like players that, I mean, you wouldn't have to worry about it. And you could have kept JJ. It's not like you had to trade him.
He's already going to be on the team for 4 years. So, like, and you can get a mentor for him.
So, yeah, I know a lot of Vikings fans on Twitter that are losing their minds. And the Vikings could have drafted Drake May. They could have traded up. There's a lot of options. And I don't know. We'll see if they fumbled it. I know it was a Jackson Dart question, but just some more thoughts.
No. And, I mean, I can still transition into, like, how are you feeling about these young guys? Like Drake May, you said he was a potential sleeper MVP kind of situation where the team is so like bad, and then like Jackson Dart's reviving the Giants, where I saw there was like potential wide receiver trade rumors, because if they had neighbors, I mean, I can only imagine how.
Yeah, they definitely need something. I saw Waddle might be available. That'd be a slam dunk for them because he can go after the catch and run.
Which makes sense. The Dolphins need kind of a reset now,
Yeah, Tua's talking shit about his teammates, like in press conferences and shit.
Idiot. I mean, just get rid of him. He should. I don't think once his contract runs out and no team
it's like not even close to running out.
But I'm saying like he has no future. Nobody's going to take that cap hit to have two on your team to be a backup essentially, no matter where you go, because you can always draft a guy that's better than him or at least less toxic.
Yeah,
or less of an idiot.
I can't tell if it's toxic or like just like strategy, because his teammates are like showing no accountability.
Yeah.
If you're holding a players only meeting, you probably should show up. But yeah, it's pretty silly. But the young guys, I saw Olave might go to the Giants as well. There's actually a lot of wide receiver trade candidates. I think the Bills should dip in there too. But the Giants with Dart and Scatterbo, it's a good combo because there's like Scatterbo is obviously like a power, and Dart is also kind of power. So it's like they're really fun to watch in that respect because they're both going to try and run some dude over, put him through a brick wall. And then Drake May, he has Diggs, but Diggs he had played well versus the Bills, but All the other games is kind of meh.
Yeah.
Kayshon Boutte.
But I think they're kind of figuring it out over there. I think because
Patriots
Diggs, I have him on my fantasy team. I'm just watching him, like just the stats, just the.
This was supposed to be his pop-off game this past week, like just continuing the momentum, and it was like a Boutte week, Kayshon Boutte.
Yeah.
And a weird game that they played, but ended up coming out with it. They played the Saints, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Olave should be or Waddle. I don't know if you can get Waddle, but if not, Olave is a pretty good consolation prize.
Waddle's available if they lose their next game and they just tank. And just
get some
decent picks.
The Dolphins lost to the Chargers in a good bounce-back win for the Chargers. Chargers were coming off losing to the Giants. And they lost to the Commanders. So 3-0 to 3-2. Not that they had any not that people thought they were going to lose to the Dolphins, but the Dolphins covered. It was plus 3.5 in a close game. But it was good to see them win that close game, kind of get their mojo back, even with Quentin Johnston being out with a hammy.
Yeah, which is tough, man. That's weeks.
He logged 3 limited practices last week, limited yesterday. I don't think the report has come out because it's West Coast yet today.
He's not going to play.
Hey, man, we'll see.
I don't want to.
Quentin Johnston, owner over here.
It's a hamstring. I mean,
it's like those are tough because you can't rush him back.
No. So those limited practices are probably walkthroughs, and then he gets like one full.
It's like Mike Evans is out for forever with his hammies.
Yeah. I mean, just the Packers.
Ibuka got a hammy too. It's like everyone's getting hammies this year.
Nobody's stretching. But we got they're just more athletic now. So like
it's like more burst.
Goes hand in hand, you got guys running faster. They're not going to be like Christian Watson's been out with a hammy for 3 years, so.
Yeah. Well, he tore his ACL. I picked him up in one of our leagues just because he's coming back soon.
He might cook, but
it's tough off of injury. But yeah, the Chargers, good bounce back spot, 4-2 now. Chiefs are creeping up on them though. Do you still buy the Chargers as like division winners, or do you think the Chiefs?
I mean, it's hard with the kind of just weird performance by the Chiefs. You never know, because I mean, like, even if a win is deserved, or like it's a competitive game with the Chiefs. I don't want to speculate, but it's just a little bit weird. But
it's like the Chiefs aren't great, but they have magic for sure.
Yeah, and the Chargers. I mean, no Johnson. It's gonna be hard, and they do kind of look like
I don't know. Back.
They just kind of They don't have that firepower.
Hampton's hurt.
Whatever happened with Herbert, like the first game, just like being a dog, and like now he's just kind of.
This past game was pretty good.
I didn't watch it. How was it?
He used pretty. It was. I mean, they scored 30 points. It was like 31-29. Ladd had a touchdown.
And isn't Hampton out too, by the way?
Yeah, Hampton's on IR with the ankle. So they were having Vidal. Kimani Vidal was going crazy. Or 29-27 was the score. Let me see, just like quick stats. Don't use counting stats, but I'm just going to quick box score peek. 264 yards, 2 touchdowns.
That's not bad. I guess I'll.
He had like the clutch drive to win the game.
That's all that really matters.
But they have a tough matchup. This is like for both these teams. It's like, are they real? Colts, Chargers next week. It's probably the game of the week. Like for Sunday. There's a couple other good games like Bucks, Niners, but it's like, Bucks or Niners, Falcons, but it's Sunday Night Football. But I don't know. Those are some weird teams.
Yeah, I truly think. Is Purdy finally going to play or no?
We don't know yet.
Ah, nice. So he's probably not going to play.
It's either Bucks, Lions, or Colts, Chargers game of the week. But, the Colts won again last week. The Cardinals almost beat them with Jacoby Brissett because Kyler was out. But Jones, again, clutch drive. He's kind of been showing it to me that they're pretty for real. Taylor's been going crazy. Yeah, and he has most touchdowns.
That is crazy. That guy, that's the one guy that's just like, I thought he would slow down.
So do you think who you if you had to pick one, Colts, Chargers, are you picking the Colts?
I might go Colts. It's just the same thing. It's the counter argument to the Chargers. They have the weapons. They can do it.
I know they have Josh Downs dealing with concussion, like their slot guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they have any other major injuries.
But just even the gap from like just the quarterback matchup, like I would say it's pretty even. this year, but like just having the edge at like running back, Michael Pittman.
Yeah, the Tyler Warren, their rookie tight end. He's been going nuts. I think he had a touchdown last game.
You got to look at it. I don't know.
Chargers, they do have weapons, but like we're saying, Hampton's out. Quinn Johnson's maybe. Keenan Allen's old.
Yeah. So like you're not. It's possible. It's not going to be a bad game for sure.
Yeah, that's gonna. If I had to pick one, just how they've, what have you done for me lately? I'd probably pick the Colts too. But the Colts haven't beat a good team yet, because it's just how the schedule works. But this would be like their mark. They could have beat the Rams. I guess they beat the Broncos, but the Broncos have been mid too, kind of. So this is like their opportunity to show the world, like, hey, we're here.
Yeah.
And then we talked about the Dolphins. They play the Browns this week in Cleveland. And we were talking a little bit earlier. They expect like 90% chance rain, 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. I saw a tweet. Darren Waller was talking to the reporters, and he was like, yeah, last time I played in Cleveland, it was like storming like this too. And I thought I saw birds in the air, but it was just pizza boxes flying around.
Can't tell the guy's just trolling like that. Like at this point. But
yeah, funny quote. I don't know.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
So if you have any Dolphins or Browns players in your lineup, I don't know if I would risk it.
Maybe Achane, maybe.
Yeah, Achane would probably be the only one. Yeah. Maybe Judkins, because they might be running the ball every play. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I have a tough decision if I want to start Waller or Henry this week. Pray for me. But yeah, we were looking at the over-under was 36.5. I still would take the under just because they're both lefty noodle arm quarterbacks.
Yeah, both teams are also like not great. Even if they,
it's like the Dolphins are the offense you would want in this game, but the Browns defense is equally as good.
Yeah. You either just bet on the under, but then put the exact same amount and just do like player. If the only way that it's under or like over is if the running backs pop off.
Yeah.
So just like hammer the. You can like, I guess it's called like hedging or whatever. You can just do that instead of, because if one is going to work out, the other one's probably going to pay you a lot more. But there's no. That's a stupid.
Yeah, you gotta hate bad weather games.
I'm not gonna watch that. There's.
Oh yeah,
I got red zone in one of my leagues. So.
Yeah, passing game always gets hurt in like those weird weather games, snow games. So yeah, don't start any of those guys except maybe Achane. Speaking of bad weather, the Bears took down the Commanders in that rainy Monday doubleheader. It was interesting because it was Caleb, the number 1 pick, versus Daniels, the number 2 pick in the draft last year, and it was looking like the Commanders were running away with it. And then you can kind of talk about your opportunity.
So I'm clearly a Packers fan. I would never root for the Bears, but when you're live betting and they're down, I think it was like 2. Yeah, it was 2 possessions. It was plus 600 on the Bears money line when they're down. But they recovered. They got the ball back. I think there was some kind of mishap, and I was just like, all right, bet. Put money on it. I put $5 on it, 160. But it was just, you could see as soon as I saw the mist coming across the camera, because I'm sure the field was kind of wet, humid, whatever. But like once it's visible, it's going to be very significant. Swift was having a decent game. It was like all in.
But he carried low key.
Yeah.
There were some good plays Caleb had, but then there would be like called back penalty or like illegal motion.
Yeah, it's just stupid game. But seeing Swift ball, it's raining.
I think everyone thought the Bears kicker was going to miss though at the end. I had one of my buddies texting me like, should he cash out his parlay, because the last part he needed was Bears.
Yeah, cash out was like
Moody
55
too.
Out of 60.
Jake Moody, the 49ers like worst kicker they ever had. Like Kyle Shanahan hated him. So it was just all around funny, and then he made it. So it was good for him. Good redemption moment. And it's like, are the Bears for real now? Because they're 3-2. They already had their bye week. This is like their game off their bye.
Yeah, but they're third in the division.
Commanders are a good team. I wouldn't say the Commanders are bad. Like they definitely should have lost. If you asked me who I thought was going to win, are you buying the Bears? I know you. Well, I was about to say you're a Packers fan, so it's like.
No, but also like just for them to even be able to get a chance to make it, because
it had to be a wild card, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't believe Caleb. DJ Moore got hurt.
He's like went to the hospital or something.
Yeah, they didn't even say why, but it was after the game. I mean, at some points they were playing him at running back. I don't know what they're doing with him. He was like their best receiver last year. Like now they're just like, okay, cool. Like
Rome took over.
Yeah, but you could just have like another good receiver. You could just have two good receivers.
That's what he did last year in Detroit. Jameson had his best year of his career, and Amon-Ra is still, Amon-Ra.
Yeah. So like, what's going on there? I just don't believe in them. Swift's trash season up until last week.
He just destroyed. I picked up the Bears' backup running back Monengai rookie because I thought maybe they would shift to him.
Monengai.
Yeah.
I was like, who the fuck is that? And then I saw, and he had like a carry. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he played decent, but no, Swift is still the guy there. But yeah, good for Bears fans. I don't know. I have Caleb Williams and Rome on one of my teams. People laughed at me, but hey, at least Rome didn't play well the last game, but he's been good thus far.
Yeah, it's like. Why not?
Another AFC North team. I've been itching to talk about this one. The Lions took on the Chiefs game of the week last week in Sunday Night Football. Everyone was surprised the Chiefs were 2.5-point favorites. I think 92% of the money was on the Lions, and Vegas did not move the line at one bit. I saw a tweet about that. Fire alarms are going off in my head. So I want to bet on the Chiefs. Because I was like, Vegas is not, Vegas knows.
No.
But the Lions came out hot, but the Chiefs kind of just settled that. And it was weird. The Lions only scored 17. You figure they would do better. But I guess they had some plays called back. The Goff receiving touchdown got called back. There's a weird conspiracy about that one.
Non-reviewable review play, or not able to review play being reviewed post-game. I guess, or whatever it is.
Yeah, they said that because every touchdown's reviewed, but the ref said that they were the ones that, were like, yeah, it's not a touchdown. And then it comes out after the game that they got a call from the New York office. So it's like, who?
New York, Nevada.
Who made the flag? If the refs say they did it and then the office says they did it, well, and then now it's like they did it because they didn't want the Chiefs. They wanted the Chiefs to win.
Was it not initially they didn't even say anything and they were like?
There was a touchdown, and then I went to the bathroom and I came back and I was like,
a late flag. The refs were talking, and then they threw a flag, which is like, come on, man. If you're gonna call illegal formation, it's off rip,
Yeah,
man.
that's an immediate.
Yeah, right from the start. You don't wait till.
It was a crazy play.
Replay to count the players and who's covered and who's not. Like, come on. And then Brian Branch beat Juju's ass, which is pretty.
Yeah,
sick.
It was. They were just dapping each other up, everybody like they do when the game ends.
Do you see the video though? He literally is just straight.
Like it was an open hand, I think. I'm pretty sure. But it still hit him right in the nose.
Yeah, and then he ripped his helmet off, and then he was on top of him. It's pretty. That is. I mean, he just stood on his business, I guess.
He said that Juju was doing some bitch shit throughout the game, blocking the backs that never got called.
Yeah, he was saying, like, why is it, like, throughout the game we don't get called for – nothing gets called, and then somebody's got to do something.
Yeah, and then Colts captain and linebacker Zaire Franklin said that Brian Branch – somebody needed to beat Juju's ass. This has been, like, building up for a long time, and that – Brian Branch is doing the Lord's work.
Hey, man, stand up for Vontaze Burfict.
Yeah, maybe he was right.
That was one of the craziest hits, too. I mean, he got it. He got
his blind side.
Yeah, and it stood over him and everything. I mean,
well, that was for AB, like revenge. But, yeah, Brian Branch suspended 1 week. The Lions play the Bucks in a Monday night doubleheader, another one this week.
Why did they do that? Just make that just the only game.
Yeah.
It was clutch.
And the later game is not even – it's Seahawks Texans. It's not even that great of a game.
What? Come on.
But, yeah, that one's at 7 and the Seahawks one's at 10. So, if night owls, they'll love to stay up.
Well, that's a smart format because at least you get to watch one almost all the way through.
Yeah, that's how they should do it.
But, like, if 10 o'clock is crazy. But I get it. Half the country probably watches those games. But, like –
yeah, if you have, like, going against Nico Collins, you got to stay up to see if you win or not. So, yeah, the it's going to be an interesting game because obviously the Lions are missing Branch. They have a lot of injuries in the secondary, but the Bucks have no wide receivers. Yeah. Mike Evans hurt, Godwin hurt, Ibuka now hurt.
Yeah. Godwin came back for one game.
Yeah, he came back from broke his leg, ankle, and then they were like, yeah, his fibula is unstable.
So that's probably IR at that point.
Yeah, he's not playing this week. He didn't play last week. Yeah, that's if you step wrong, you might re-break your leg.
He's old.
He is really old. So is Evans. That's why Evans is taking forever to come back from his hammy. But they say maybe this week, but I doubt it. Do you think that is going to matter, or do you think
Baker
special? It's shitty secondary versus shitty wide receivers. Do you think that matters, or do you think there's just too shitty?
Well, I think what's going to matter is just going to be Baker.
Because if the guys are open.
He's going to get it there, but it's just also how he reacts to pressure and the linebackers, what they're doing. Because I'm pretty sure they still have both. They have Campbell and they have the other guy.
Yeah, their linebackers are okay. They have no secondary, but their D-line's good.
Yeah, so that's what I'm – if they can not basically eliminate a Baker scramble, pressure Baker. He's good at reacting to pressure, but it's just they're smart enough there, but also – Baker can get it to the guys, and he's not bad playing conservative football or aggressive football. So
they had the Johnsons go off versus the Niners. Cam Johnson, Tez Johnson. I didn't realize how small Tez Johnson was. He's 5'7", 100 pounds. It looked like.
Is that the guy that Baker was talking about? He was
he did the backflip, and the people are chanting MVP.
Yeah, he was I didn't know why were they saying that or whatever? And he was like, well, and then they asked him, were you worried about him doing the backflip? He was like, yeah, well, I mean, if I was 120 pounds, I'd be doing backflips too. I could probably fly.
Yeah. Yeah, Tez Johnson thought the MVP chance for him. He's like, I haven't even done much this year. They're like, no, it's for Baker. He's like, okay.
That makes sense.
But that's perfect wide receiver mentality. They just assume, I just touchdown. Yeah, I just got this touchdown.
Hall of Fame.
But that's going to be a crazy one. I think the Bucks are the 1 seed in the NFC, and the Lions, they had been playing good as of late, kind of stuttered versus the Chiefs. I don't know. I take the over though. Whatever you want to pick.
For that game,
yeah,
for sure. That's just going to be either. Again, it's with the any game Tampa's in,
band for band.
Even if it's
game-winning drive,
it's either going to be back and forth or it's going to be 20 points in the fourth quarter. So it's just going to hit. So what is it?
The over/under?
Yeah.
Let me check.
Watch it be 50.
It has to be high because
got to be
those offenses have been cooking. The Bucks just scored 30, 52.5. It's pretty fucking high.
No, I would take that. It's not.
Cowboys have the highest over/under versus the Commanders, 54.5. Because the Cowboys got no defense. Mm-hmm. But the other doubleheader is the Seahawks-Texans game. Texans coming off a bye. Seahawks just beat the Jaguars. Pretty good win, if you ask me. Jags beat the Chiefs, 2 weeks ago. We're 4-1. Does it surprise you how well Darnold has been playing, or do you just see that last year was his coming out that was he's here?
Who?
Darnold. Because it's Darnold sees ghosts before he came to the Panthers.
That's just what you get with Jets. I mean,
Jets voodoo, Panthers voodoo.
Yeah. I'm not. I mean, it makes sense.
There's
a reason they made the move.
I got JSN on one of my teams. He's been eating, but it's crazy because the Seahawks finesse so bad with that trade. Trading Geno away and getting Darnold.
Careers
Geno
could be over again somehow.
He, I don't know if it was last week or the week before. He was like, "Yeah, I need to jump in a lake because I got some bad voodoo on me." Because that's what the old Browns coach did. I can't remember his name. Old Browns coach with Manziel, but yeah, I think the Seahawks are pretty legit. You can say now.
They have enough weapons. They look good. I don't think they're Super Bowl caliber team, but they can get.
I could see them upsetting somebody in the playoffs, maybe losing in the NFC Championship.
Yeah, exactly. They get deep. They can go deep, but they're not going to go all the way. They're not going to. And I mean, if they do, they're probably going to lose.
Yeah. I think we can talk about your favorite game of the week this Thursday, tonight's game. Steelers, Bengals. Get to see your idol, your role model. Aaron Rodgers get to spin the pigskin. Bengals just traded for Joe Flacco last week.
They thought it would work.
41-year-old Rodgers versus 40-year-old Flacco, the unction.
It's going to be they're going to kill him. The Steelers are going to. Yeah. I think it's just. I mean, last week there was nothing going on for the Bengals.
They scored some, but it was like, garbage time.
It was the score. I think the actual. What was it? 24-31 or something like that. Like it was like it looked like within
something like that.
I think
it was single digits.
Yeah, it was
because the spread was 14.5, and I know the Bengals covered.
But I think the Steelers are cooking. They're doing pretty well.
Who would have thought? Rodgers seemed done with the Jets. Not to say he's like MVP, but he's been better than a lot of quarterbacks.
You consider him like perfect comeback player of the year type situation where it's just like he has like a revival now. Obviously not playing as great as he.
Oh yeah, but he's 40.
Usually is, but he's doing.
It's
they give him enough, and he gives them enough.
And their division too is so. But Bengals lost Joe Burrow. Ravens been down. Lamar, and then the Browns are the Browns. Yeah. So it's like perfect. He can coast throughout the year, like save like his old self, and then just kind of give everything he got in the playoffs. Do you want to rip any hot takes for this game?
I saw DraftKings had an available like 10 rushing yards for either Rodgers or Flacco. Let's see, it's either one, 10 or more rushing yards.
Making fun of them that they're
it's
old.
Plus 600. It's literally called Unk Still Got It. I think that's what the bet's called. I would take that. I do. Like, I definitely see, like, Rodgers scramble. There's been a lot of talk, like, interviews with Rodgers and just the whole Unk thing and, like, being old and, like, you've played against, like, whatever.
He's got gray hair now.
Yeah, they both do. But just the idea, I think, is enough for Rodgers to get, like, one nice scramble, maybe two. Like you said, like, an easy, like, 2-yard slide and then, like, one classic Rodgers, just like ball low out, like first down, like that kind of. I see that for whatever reason. Maybe I'm just
10 yards is. I don't know if it's kind of steep for my liking. I think I told you I took him. His over under for rushing yards was 1.5. I took the over in one of my parlays because I think the Bengals don't get a lot of pressure in general. Defense is kind of mid, and now that Trey Hendrickson, I believe, is out for this game, so it's like even less pressure. So I could see him standing back, no pass rush, but no one's open, just kind of take off for a little gain. Maybe it's going to be 10 yards first down. We'll see.
I'm saying like it could be multiple. 10 yards isn't that much across the.
Like if it's like the whole middle of the field's open on like everyone's man out routes,
Just 3 slides. I don't know. He doesn't run that often, but he can. He still tries. He still rolls out. That's the best part. He still does the rollout, and the rollout usually is. I don't know. Like he doesn't mind scrambling in that situation.
Yeah,
eyes downfield though. So it is.
It's a pretty hot. Plus 600 is pretty hot. Yeah, it's pretty hot
for either. Which I mean, like that's. I would take that.
I don't know. Yeah,
once I get my phone back, I'm definitely.
It would have to be Rodgers though. I don't know if Flacco can run that far.
The Flacco some like. Also, that team is so bad. That offensive
line
so bad.
Maybe he just snaps it. It's like QB draw on accident. Yeah, it's because it's like pass rush. Ride Rodgers 1.5 over rushing yards. I have him for 2 passing touchdowns as well in one of my parlays just because that defense is horrible. I could see him getting that like in the first half and then them running the ball the rest of the way. Yeah. Not necessarily hot takes, but some other on that parlay. I have Noah Fant under 3.5 receptions.
Let me use the bathroom before we get rolling.
We'll be right back. We're back.
You said Noah Fant.
Yeah, just not hot takes, but bets I like. At Noah Fant under 3.5 receptions, Jonnu Smith under 3.5 receptions, and then the 2 Rodgers plays. I had a 30% profit boost, so all that together is plus 1440.
Dang. Do you mind if I look? Just pick some fun out.
Look on FanDuel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while he looks. My hot take for this game, this Thursday night game, probably won't get this out to you in time, but so you can bet on it. Maybe we can post something. But Darnell Washington, anytime touchdown, Steelers tight end. He's been dominant in the run game recently, so they've been giving him more snaps. I believe this last game he got over half the snaps. And considering they also have Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith there, I think that's just like a testament to how much he's been working, how good he's getting. 6'7", huge tight end, Darnell Washington.
Yeah, it's massive.
So I could see them if they're like red zone, play action, block and release, easy wide open touchdown is what I'm imagining for him. He was plus 360, I believe. Let me double check. Plus 340. So really good odds. I put 5 on it for 22. I also use my FanDuel touchdown jackpot on him. So if he gets first or last touchdown, I might get some bonus bets, some bonus cash. Another might be too psycho of a bet, but T. Higgins first touchdown. I always like going against the favorite for first touchdowns, and he's had a really good week with Flacco.
Yeah, I like that. That's a smart move. Yeah, I can definitely see like a random just runaway touchdown.
Just deep ball.
Yeah,
Most
gets it.
Because
that's assuming that Flacco doesn't get.
I was talking with Jacob last Monday because first touchdown, whoever gets the ball first is the coin toss. So it's even if you're the favorite team, I feel like your odds are better if you're not favored. But even though you could get the ball first and score easy. Something to think about if you like doing first touchdowns.
My betting takes, just looking at it, I think Kyren, two-time score.
Yeah, they play in London versus the Jags.
Which always either a shit show game or it's a good – for me, I always see it as a good rushing game. Kyren's also just looks good.
He's been popping off this year.
He's one of those guys that's you can – it's like a mantra. You don't hesitate to bet 2+ touchdown score.
Yeah, I could have kept him or Chase Brown. I fucking chose Chase Brown, and he's been ass. So it really hurts me to watch him score, but he's been awesome this year.
Yeah, that's and then in the same game, Devontae Adams anytime he's due.
And Opuka probably.
Yeah.
So it's
you just build that parlay. I'm sure let's see what the odds on that are. Devontae's just he's due. He gets good targets. He gets decent receptions. It's just a matter of the distance.
I saw that there's a stat catchable targets, off target throws. Devontae Adams leads the NFL in uncatchable targets or whatever.
Yeah, I think he had 4 catches and 8 targets last game.
Yeah, he's always throwing him some crazy deep balls and shit.
Which is if anything, it's just proof of reps and everything, just having a career. That's plus 1,000. Make that.
Kyren 2 touchdowns, Devontae anytime. Another hot take for kind of the Sunday games. Cowboys and Commanders. I don't think we got to talk about it in depth, but besides they have the highest over under of the week. I think it's 54.5 because Cowboys defense sucks, and Commanders D didn't really play that well versus the Bears, so. Might be a band for band. Jaden Daniels, Dak Prescott. I'm going.
CD back yet?
He probably be back this week. They're saying.
Okay.
I think I'd give it a 75% chance. Might be not too hot of a take, but I'm going Jaden Daniels, 2 touchdowns passing, 1 rushing, 3 total touchdowns.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jaden Daniels definitely rushing touchdown.
I had him for last week. Didn't get it this past week, but I think last year he was so prolific with those rushing touchdowns.
He's due.
I think he was going to get one.
He didn't get one last week, but do you have anything else?
No, just hopefully the Bills don't disappoint me. I guess we'll be able to talk about it next week, but it's just so fresh.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun.
Now I get to hate watch the Falcons versus the Niners, just because I hope they lose.
Yeah, you better wear your jersey.
No jerseys.
This guy.
Bad luck jersey.
Bad luck jersey.
Never go out if your team plays out to the bars because then you're going to be just drunk and mad.